I think I have to. I think I'm from a northern country.
Okay.
No, that has nothing to do with it.
Do I have to go for Fnatic
Sweden.
because they're an Australian organization?
Isn't it just as Mrs. Matthews?
Wait, yeah. Well, Sam is also half Australian. He's kind of like me. He pretends to be British and Australian whenever it helps our cause.
Whenever it's convenient. Yeah, got it. What is it about Inferno that just fits 5 people in so well that they play Red Rover every time? And then it's a brawl. That's actually not bad. That worked out well.
So Fnatic will actually grab that knife round, and they will more than likely stay on this CT side. Now, when you saw the stat lines come up during that analyst desk segment, you would have seen one that felt like it was a bit weird.
It was a typo, surely. It had to be.
The AGO 16-0 scoreline from WSG, but it wasn't. They were absolutely obliterated in that one, and we at the time thought it may have been a monitor issue, but they said in an interview here that they didn't feel that it was the monitors that led to them getting 16-0'd.
At least they're honest about it.
Yeah.
A lot of teams would, well, maybe not so much anymore. In the past, teams used to look for any excuse they could and be like, yeah, it was the monitors. You're absolutely right. I think a lot of teams have learned that it's better to just come forth with it, and excuses can backfire because people look at you as if you are making them for reasons.
Sure.
Like you're doing it too often.
Well, as we get this one underway, there's a lot of utility board in here by North. JW is going to pester towards that alt middle position, but they're still going to get banana control for free. Now, they do have 3 smoke grenades, so they might go for the wall smoke with the deep CT play to wrap around and come through ruins. They have 2 Molotovs as well, so this one could be very curious. I want to see how this one's plied. A lot of potential for post-plant situations with the Molotovs. Smoke's going to land, so it's not the deep one at all. It's nice and close. And Twist stands and spams away. So much damage is done.
This does what he can as well to try and complement that Twist.
Grenade.
This is insane, just the crossfires. But the fact that all 5 get in, they're going to get a bomb plant off of it. Sometimes that's enough. Just barely getting the bomb plant as JW got boosted. We put it on the ground before AZ could respond. Volda has to cover off toward the banana position, and there is no smoke, so they've got to hold it off now directly because they've already put it down. They're out. That's going to limit the position from Twist, but Crims is giving him a chance. He's gotten 2 already. They've got the HP advantage. In fact, big time now as AZ's got only 5. He's gone.
Look, the plan that entire time was to get site control because the reason Cadian had that extra smoke, which we saw him limp over towards CT spawn, is to stall out that retake and then take all of the jewels as they come through the coffin's position and obviously banana where they were unable to find success. So that is really reliant on actually getting the bomb site with a lot of players up. If Cadian dies in transition, sure, they might be able to pick up the smoke and apply it yet again, but they put so much faith that they were able to get that very easily, and I think the MVP of that round was the HE grenade of Exist coming in from coffins as they're all busting through. That puts so many players down to half HP or less. So good stuff there from the in-game leader of Fnatic. Now we're going to kick off round number 2, where North this time will go for a force buy, sending the majority of their forces through the alt mid position. So this usually reads of a set piece towards the A bomb site. So let's keep on note on which kind of a player they're going to go for. Is it going to be the wall smokes, where they make sure they can get into pick control? They do have a lot of Molotovs. This is an A swarm, and I think Broland's position with Crims playing balcony and quad, they need to push forward when they see the smokes come in, not fall backwards, because they might get overwhelmed. It's going to be the reaction on a dime here, and they're going to have to see how they go under pressure. But it's definitely an A piece.
Kirby holding out with the Deagle just to see if anyone will perhaps get impatient, haphazardly look down middle.
A Fnatic forcing them with this one smoke towards the bottom of banana to respect for that long. They did. They wanted to make sure that nobody was pushing through that. So now that that's finally expired, they're going to accelerate their pace towards their bomb site. Execute should be coming in right now.
Broland knows it's close. That bounces very quickly, and he attacks to get 2. Molotov to hold them off it. Unfortunately, goes backwards a little bit. Couldn't peek behind it, but that's fine. He's already got the kill, and Twist. That deep smoke on banana has allowed him to push further down, which means he's on the flank faster. Even going to climb through the underpass. Climb through, climb down, crawl through. That's the word I'm looking for. And get behind them. So there's really nowhere to go. Nowhere to hide for Gade. Kirby, however, has come up rather clever to sneak through and get behind Library. He could take Exist, get a gun, and run to B at this point in time. And he's going to do exactly that, surely. Get it, get out of there. Try and get a bomb plant down at the very least. Now on a 1-on-4.
No time.
You're right. I didn't look at that. Careless of me.
Still got the M4 though, yeah. That's still very important that he has the head armor and the utility behind that. He can drop the Deagle across to another teammate. And maybe because he did go down, they might consider going for another force buy with utility. Never mind, they're just going to go for a light pistol upgrade. Gades bought a CZ75. Volde's got the deagle off of homeboy Kirby. AZ has a nade and a P250. Cadian obviously wanting to go for that AWP. He's just going to get himself a flashbang. So still have this M4 to work with. If Kirby can get a kill here, he wants to go over towards Banana. Twist and Existed towards that part of the map. He's not going to get it done, so that's going to be dropped very early. He did have the head armor with that as well, so now everybody else becomes very squishy. You see, when Brolan getting flashed on in, that timing was so perfect, right? If they didn't fight for that part of the map, that allows them to have the avenue to swarm out, get pick control, and then it becomes super awkward. So even though he only got 1 kill and stalled them with the Molotov, that was more than enough. He did an exceptional job, the youngster, getting flashed on in by the teammate of, I think it was Crims, or maybe it was JW rotating through. Either way, there was an assist in there of the flashbang variety. Fnatic have rotated another member over towards the B-bomb site here, just to mitigate if there is a push. JW has top mid control and Brolan over towards App, so they have all the A information in the world. It's allowing them to do this lean. And as the smoke continue to come on in, should be easy as you like here for Fnatic. This position from Exist, low HP, it gets dangerous.
Certainly does. Crims with 2, and maybe a 3rd. As they drop down, again, we talked about efficiency. This is a series for him where he's got his 2 home maps. Connector on Mirage, B-site Inferno. He's the opposite of what Freiburg used to be, if you want to get technical. One was the king of banana, the other was the bomb, the backstop of B, we'll call it. He was the passive bomb site player.
Okay. I like what you've done there.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to kick things off now with the first gun round of the game. Even though we did have the force buy earlier, this is where the buys are evened on out. North, no AWP. They've just gone for rifles across the board. Kirby only has a Galil, but a Krieg in the hands of AZ, so he can take a little bit more of a long-range duel in the battle for Banana. Going to come out early. This to be the man to pivot, try and do some damage. Bloody hell, the grenades. Look how low 4 members are of North. With 1:30 left on the clock, they've already been damaged up more than they could possibly believe.
Stralis-esque. That angled wall in the Banana is great to bounce nades off of. So many options to throw them over, get them deep, down low. Play that cubby position. AZ's going to go back into it. He can still execute off this. They still have 5 people alive.
What's wild as well is there's still 5 Molotovs on the board for Fnatic at 1:10. They still have 4 smoke grenades left. They have a plethora of utility right now. Crims even has a HE grenade. If they try and go late middle and he lands that, he could have a multi-kill with this nade. This could be wild.
Crims waiting with the boost at cubby.
Oh, can he see it?
I don't think he can. Crouch down. I'm able to see it. Maybe not quite on his graphic settings. Cadian, wow. A lot of damage from the flames as he wanted to get back before all the utility was gone over toward the arch. So the only one lost so far is Kiabi. But that's going to now be changed. Cade gets 1, JW gets the trade off of it. Nade through. In fact, that was just the Molotov. Twist burns Cadian alive. Crims gets AZ. Only Volda remaining, and he's low on HP. The utility continues to pick him apart. Much more to go before he will find the ground as well and make it 4-0 for Fnatic. So first time they've won the opening pistol, and they're going to convert it to 4 rounds. North was only able to convert 3 on their 2 times winning the opening pistol.
Very clean stuff here from Fnatic in the early stages. They have no idea how much grenade damage they just did then.
It's ridiculous.
They go back and you watch the VOD, you go, wow.
Nailed it.
We're on point with that one.
Do it again.
So North, they've got the max loss bonus right now, but they want to keep it conservative. They want to make sure they can maybe get the AWP up on Cadian. I prophesized that before, it didn't come true, but Myth are there in the background talking through with Cadian of what approach they want to go for. The problem does become, and we know that they have the force buy strategies that they can bring out, so we might see that now. There are definitely pocket plays for this team. But teams who play really conservative Counter-Strike, you know, go for the ecos when you should, save when you don't have, not everybody has enough money. At some point, you're a team who isn't threatening anymore because you never fight for those rounds. If you never fight for those rounds, then you can never have a pivot round like that. But North have shown that they can alleviate some of that pressure with well-drilled executes. And now that the nades have come on in, maybe it would be one of those plays right now. They don't really have utility to stop a banana push, per se. It does appear it wants to be one of these A pieces again. So with 3 smokes up, you get an arch smoke, you get some side smokes to allow you to get close to Molotov on Volda. If he continues to go through the holes position, which we've seen time and time again, it might just be the standard one over towards the bike position. And if they get the timing right, they might be able to beat Crims in Limbo, who's at the moment just speedway back and forth. He hasn't really made up his mind on where he wants to go just yet.
Can still work out. They're going to try and explode from Boiler. Garabee, second man out, takes damage as well because the spray came through the smoke. Broland flashed off, but not quite in an angle to take advantage of them wrapping around. Crims had to do it from a distance at Moto. He's got JW beside him now, but they've lost the man on the site, and a smoke in front of those two yields a bomb plant for North, and an M4 picked up. Where does the M4 go for Cadian? He's going to stay on top of the site. He's actually going to babysit with it, so we can swing and see all, because everyone's got to come to him eventually. So long as his teammates can help take aggro, he'll give them a very reasonable chance. There's a Molotov and 2 flashes left of the CTs. Kits on all 4.
This is hard to retake now.
They've got, yeah, under half, about 10 seconds. They're going to go, but they're taking forever. Great execution and kill toward the man on the site. They just couldn't get it done. They weren't close enough to defend. No one anchoring pit, and it might cost them in the end. In fact, it will. JW's got to bow out, 23 HP. In fact, he might even go down before he gets away, and well, he may have taken a few with him at least. That was his goal. Cadian's the only one to survive.
That's one of those pocket strats, right? But in that situation when they only have Broland on the bomb site, sure, he's young, but he has to get at least 1. You know, he should be good for 2 in that position. They're putting a lot of faith in him to be the anchor towards that side of the map. They're allowing him to be the balcony player, to be the pit player. There he had the solo site position. He has to do more in that kind of scenario because they're locked out. He gave up the gun for free. As you mentioned, it was Crims, the overseer, to actually get the kill. And then the nades, they're able to pick up, but, well, they didn't even really need the M4, did they? They're done with the CZ75. So they will be able to buy back in, and they've opted to go straight for the double op setup. JW and Twist both having one of the big greens in hand. Split between both bomb sites. At the moment, Twist was peeking down Banana, but he's going to fall all the way back towards CT. JW playing the quad side with it. Meanwhile, for the north side of things, just getting Boiler control and Halls control with Volda and Gade, the standard default scenario going on. North are in no rush to take Banana straight away. They've thrown their counter utility, which was more than enough to make Fnatic hold back, and now they can use some simple flashbangs just to clear out the sandbags position, top Banana. There's no threat for them, but they're still being thorough in this regard. And it is a 4-man A stack right now with Exist, the player in Limbo.
W thought he had a lineup. Gage just absolutely smokes him with the AK-47.
This is
the shots coming out from the offside. He knows there's a smoke down still, so he's going to push through. He might even just go. The confidence of that first shot, he might just take the fight through the smoke because he is the lurk at this point in time. He's the one man trying to hold off the rotations and catch them in transition. Twist already shutting down AZ, puts problems on them because, unfortunately, Gage was not able to catch or get the information as to where Exist had gone, but he does get Broland. Still, that leaves 2 on B. It'll pinch them in, however.
Wait, they're going back to A.
Bomb's going to go back. They don't... This is a misread.
Crims?
Crims could shut this down. They think he's not here. They think he's gone back over toward B. That's a miscall from Gade. He would have thought everyone had left already, that they'd all gone by, and that the rotations were in place. Bomb is the next one down. Crims has that as well. And it's 14 seconds. All he has to do is fall and fade. He almost gets caught by Gade, but he'll crawl and get away. Exist doesn't even need to be in this fight. Just stay alive where you are, son, and it's already over. 3 kills, and it's all due to a miscall. They should have just kept going onto the B site.
That was more indecisive than my ex-girlfriend. That was...
Which one?
Look, we'll just say all of them. It's easier to paint them all with a bad brush, isn't it? But North, it felt like they made the right play. The opening kill was huge, great. They had Gade be able to come through spawn. I guess because they knew there were 2 players towards B, they didn't want to execute on it, but they had the numbers. If they traded 1 for 1 or they just waited for Gade to put more pressure towards CT, they could have just pinched those players. Sure, Crims would have come for the flank, but they wouldn't have been stuck in transition. So right now, it's going to be another one of these rounds. They're going to go for a very similar play to what we saw last time. Will it be the same strat? Or will it be a variation? Because Broland, like I mentioned, he has to get more than 1 this time round.
Smoke off topside mid was such a position that there you can see it now. It kind of block out the Boiler doorway as well, but no one pushed through. W just waits it out. Broland, this time not on the site, it's Crims instead. By the way, it's Crims instead. They're putting him on the A site rather than B, and we talked about his efficiency over there. So it's a change of pace. He's been back and forth quite a few times with Fnatic. It seems that they're happy with him on A so far. Broland, 3rd kill. The reason I mentioned that he wasn't on the site is because instead of being in the pit, he pushed the apartments. It was the right call because they'd lost quad. And look at the result. 3 kills for him, making a 4th as he slides out behind Cadian.
Yeah, so that's really important that for his confidence sake as well, to not get beaten in that position more than once. To note with Crims, yeah, they use him as that swing man, right? If they need to have a third player over towards B to set up exist and twist, he'll go over there and help them out. He can swing back towards A, and that's because JW on the secondary AWP can play the arch side or the quad side with that. And Broland, they put so much faith in him. Whereas you think of Crims as the main anchor man, obviously they've been changing roles, they've been moving things around. Crims has evolved a lot as a player over the last few years. So being much more versatile here, not a one-trick pony, that's for sure. Will be the solo AWP coming out this time around. JW will be the only one investing in it. Twist has the AUG, so still a scope up to alleviate a little bit of pressure. So right now, if you're North and you can identify that they're constantly doing this 3-2 split with less players over towards the A-bomb side, you could do a pounce up middle and try and take advantage of that, but JW's AWP makes it a little bit more scary to go for a play like that. They've gotten banana control very quickly, and what you tend to see happen is you can just go for a B execute when you get... Okay, Katie, and maybe you're playing some KZ maps lately. That's going to keep Twist on notice in that position. This should just be a B execute right now in a 2-on-5 situation on the B bomb site with Crimson JW in Arch and Library. Their rotation will be relatively quick, but they're relying on their teammates to put up a decent fight. Or it's a double pump. They're trying to bait out utility.
Exists wants to get a little more aggressive, get a little more information toward the top side of Banana, but they're forced to be so passive at this point in time.
What's really important right now is Fnatic have no information towards top mid and no information for halls. But they're still cheating the rotation to the B side.
No more smokes left over on B. It's all Molotovs instead. One which is going to go down, force him to run through it, but it actually works out to get AZ. It'll burn one alive. Unfortunately, Exist didn't have anywhere to run either because they put utility behind him, and he was caught off as soon as they entered. His Twist is smoked off from CT Connector, wants to rotate over and join with Crims. Ooh, I thought a small gap. I take that back. Bomb's not yet planted.
He's calling for a flash.
He's going to get one backside. Wide open! A1S not working in his favor. At least the trade comes through from Twist. He did deny the bomb, though. That's the main thing. So even though it was only the one kill and it looked awkward, it was still efficient. His Volta gets shot through the window. You don't see it work often, but Broland apparently is religious, and he'll get it through the stained glass as Cadian's forced away. 7-1.
Looking dangerous now. You can definitely see that North are structured when they get the executes in, but Fnatic are playing spoiler in a lot of these situations with individuals either denying the plant right there from Crims or in earlier rounds with upgrades. We saw it in the force buy in the second and in round number 8 with Broland multi-fragging, or at least having impact frags over towards that app position so they can't funnel that onto the A bomb site. Cadian will buy the AWP again. Wait, did he save that? Did I miss that? They're going to buy. Yeah, he hasn't invested any money this round, unless I'm completely blind. Anything's possible. I'm getting old. I'll be your age soon.
My age. Aren't I thought you were older than me?
Oh, I'm born in July.
Are you 89? Yeah, we're both 89s. Yeah. My age soon. All right, 3 months, 4 months, whatever, man.
Holding on to my 20s. All right, so there's still a really good chance for North to win a round and hamper the economy right now. There's been 3 on the trot for Fnatic, so they're going to go down to that $1,400 loss bonus if they are to lose a round. They only have JW with money in the back pocket, while all the other players, they're below 3K, that's for sure. Broland's completely bottomed out. So things could get real strugglesome for Fnatic unless they're able to continue clean rounds on the board here. North are not too far away from being able to post a few of their own. They're really respecting this banana hold early, and normally what happens when you do that is you want to accelerate your pace to take Boiler and Halls so that you can apply pressure and make them have to play 3 players towards the A bomb site. You can then use simple utility to go back and take over banana control, and then you just grab it in the reverse order. You know, you see some teams, they want banana control first, but you can actually get mid control in the same avenue, and we will be seeing that now.
JW shoots in, can't get it through the smoke, back off. Flash out, expecting perhaps a push. Make sure in Arch that he's safe for the moment, and then once he realizes he's got a moment, takes it and gets toward Library. Good hold from Broland. Now he's stepping up. He might have cost him around inside of the site, but he's looking far more efficient now as he finds 4 more yet again. AZ left alone, and it's going from bad to worse. Fnatic, we said at the less impressive stats on Inferno coming into this game, putting North in their place very quickly. Remember, winner of this through to the semi. Stops here for whoever falls short.
You think about the amount of off time they had between going 3-0 and playing now. Any holes that they felt in their map pool is a really good time to address those because teams didn't get to see too many maps out of them, right? They had 2 series that went 2-0, 1 that went all 3 maps. So you haven't had to play a lot of maps to get to this point if you are Fnatic, whereas North, they've had to battle back all the way from a 0-2 position or reverse sweep. They 2-0'd MIBR. That was pretty impressive. They 2-0'd Vitality. Oh, I've got it the wrong way around. They didn't at all. They 2-0'd FaZe. I wrote the wrong notes.
That's all right.
Yeah. They lost to NIP and NRG 2-1. And they beat FaZe and MIBR, and they lost to Panda. They beat Panda. That's correct. All right, I just wrote it on the wrong side. I did columns with North and Fnatic, and then I put the wrong information on the wrong side. That's silly. So with that AK-47 that's been held across from AZ here, he becomes the mantle, key man for North to find an avenue into this round. In the earlier stages, they were able to make it a little bit competitive with the utility, getting out into positions and making some trades. The one round that they've won have come from pistols. Not the pistol round, mind you. So, I mentioned Broland's made up for that. A little bit of a blunder on the A bomb site. Well, he's done it in spades because he's been crucial in winning 3 huge rounds right now. They want to get ready just to do a simple B hit. Kirby's going to be leading the way here with the Deagle in hand. Twist rotated over. That's one. He's going to pivot for more.
Good shot. He'll find Cadian as well. It's all down still on the stairs. They won't be able to run up them, but they can jump from water. Time beat though. Exist is able to shut that down. He's got to be careful not to fire at Crims, who's working back in through the smoke from CT, but 9-1. Everything they do just gets shut down. Fnatic has so many crossfires set up, and the utility's not doing enough to move them, really. They're just comfortably sitting on the site to find the duels.
Yeah, maybe getting ranked #1 from your peers in the challenger stage of the major plays into the fact that you've just been made the #1 head honcho of 16 teams at the biggest event of the year to kick things off without really getting a chance to show your worth so far in 2019. The potential was there, right? And now they're making this look very easy.
Yeah, you're seeing sort of what the other teams saw in putting them in that position. No target on their back this time, no pressure. Twist slides back inside of the site as Volda Kazian? Azian Cadian.
Like Dragon Ball Z with, is it Gohan and...
I don't know any of that. I was never... No, I didn't watch a lot of TV.
Yeah.
I watched sports.
It was on Cheese TV in the morning. It's an obscure reference that maybe only the Australians, who are on the same time if you're from Perth right now, would be getting. So at least 3 people in the world are watching. This is going to be a B hit again. We've seen them all congregate in Banana. This could be a fake. They don't necessarily have to go, but when you do a fake B, you would tend to keep a player in Boiler just to be the barometer and make sure that nobody's pushed. So I'm feeling it all in right here. Twist and Exist need to stop this.
Smoke down. Double Molotov in play. They won't be pushing it yet. That means there's time enough for Twist to rotate, and that's what he does. Goes aggressive in doing it rather than around through. Ruins wants to be there in time. Very little to work with. A small window toward water. That left him very exposed, but the smokes were such that he was not spotted in return, and now it's Exist again with a similar setup to Nubox. It's the same thing all over. They get to water, they go no further because they've got a crossfire at every position. Kirby has to hold it out and clutch it back himself. 3 kills. And he needs, 2 kills, needs 3. He's got the bomb and plant. He's got 13 seconds. Goes toward default. They're already peeking through from CT. That pushes him off yet again. 9 seconds now. He's not going to get this down. As soon as he goes for the plant, they're just going to peek. Round over, just simply by their presence.
They could wait. They could wait till after the time and then kill him. They didn't need to run in for that. They can push now. If they take this away from him at this point, oh, he wasn't aware. Crims. Kirby with 4 in the round. But that's just stat padding at that point. He goes up to 9 kills. So previously, with quick maths, would have been setting on 5. It's not good enough from North here. 10-1 down. No Raw right now. Definitely no Bite. Might have a pretty main, but that's about it. Let's see what Mythic can open up here with the team. Anything out of the strat book that they've been dry running. Any keys to success? Maybe an inspirational speech. Maybe flick it open to the quotes from the greats. Throw one of them up right now because North, this is map number 3 of the best of 3 series. Fnatic are looking fantastic. This lockdown towards the B bomb site, it's normally one of the more difficult bomb sites to defend when you're getting executed on by 5 guys. They don't seem to be having too many troubles whatsoever. It goes without saying that the max loss bonus is in play right now for North, and they're building that quota, so they should be able to buy for the remainder of the game. The saves actually hurt them more in this situation.
Yeah, it doesn't give you the money to build, right? So 2 AKs either need to be incredible and explosive, or they need to roll over and die.
Maybe they need to be exactly that. They need to use the AKs to search for kills a little bit more as opposed to just going for the executes, because when it's telegraphed, Fnatic are using their counter utility very, very well. They're holding on to nades for a long period of time. So now you can see how close VOD is getting up towards the end of halls as well.
I'm quite surprised at how little map control North is able to get it. Even when they get Banana, it's almost like Fnatic want them to. They're not challenging it super hard other than a couple of rounds with utility, and then they would take it if they could get it for free almost. But anytime there's any opposition there, they just go back into this beautiful crossfire, and North can't seem to break it.
Getting a lot of mid presence right now, and that puts pressure on Crims in the trash. JW is actually seeking here, so Crims can get ready to swing out of trash as soon as he sees one. That's going to be the trigger for Crims. Wait, he's not moving. He's staying stoic.
JW back in again. Still at the top wall, excuse me. He's got one already, and he's tagged the other. Wants to get the pistol. He's frantically looking for it. He might have been better to reset the aim on the AWP, but instead, it's Twist to walk out. JW, he just pulled them all toward them, and Crims capitalizes with Twist together to make it 11-1 to Fnatic.
Took a massive bite on that hook, didn't they? I'm surprised Crims didn't swing after the first. He could have just come out and mopped them all because the attention's immediately drawn to JW's position. You know what's really cool? The rocks in this team, right, exist. Stays as Bianca / supporting Twist. Broland, buddy, you cover halls. That's your job. You can play from site, you can play from pit, you can play from a balcony, you can do whatever you want. Crim swings between wherever the assistance is needed, and that means that Twist and JW can actually play like the sporadic players they are. They can go a little bit more aggressive because they know that everybody else is holding their positions and they're good for multi-kills. It's a nice dynamic that Fnatic are rocking right now on this CT side. And it's really well thought out as one goes missing there from JW, almost able to...
Yeah, I don't know where that went missing too. That one.
It's like the missing sock in the washing machine.
Yeah, have you seen it? I can't find it. Crims will get KRB down. That's pretty straightforward as he walks back out from the archway. And the opening pick to Fnatic. I mean, that was 5 wins in a row in the last games for North on this map. You would think anything but at this point in time. Just looking at how this one's transpiring, Cadian at least getting one, the AWP, and it's due to the fact that Crims was looking for information. Didn't necessarily need to, but I think probably at this point just almost out of complacency, given the scoreline. So 2-2 split. Remember the round where North also had Gade go through and made the missed call? That seemed to be the start of this whole pitfall that's led to very little bomb plants even at this point in time. And the bomb plants they have had were almost in desperation of the fact that, yeah, what was it, one defuse 6 rounds ago? And the ones when they look like they have, 5 or 6 seconds, KRB, for example, inside of the site, even if they got that down, it's going to be diffused immediately because there's just too many people nearby.
Yeah, no pressure, but they're trying to apply pressure on the A side right now. There's 20 seconds left. Broland's going to put a stop to it yet again. That's 2 for him. AZ will finally find his head, but once again, Matt, you mentioned the time. You mentioned just like it feels like there's no pressure. JW's been tagged on up, but the Cavalry has more than enough time to get in position.
And again there, even if he finds the 1 kill on the site, beautiful shots from JW, but just to stick to the point, every time they've had a chance to plant, it's almost like a desperate move just because. Like, it's not going to win them the round at that point. It's just for the money while they lose.
For sure. And here...
They've never had a positive situation in a bomb site, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, they have the nades to open the door, but they're not able to take the step through. They're being denied entry every single time. The multi-kills of Fnatic here, or at least the nuisance that they're providing on their CT side in certain scenarios, are making it more and more difficult. As we are into round number 14 now, 12-1 up to Fnatic. Can be a quicker pace towards mid. Gade's gone straight on through. He's isolated for the teammates with that Molotov. They've smoked it out. They've pushed through.
Back into the smoke. Crim's just firing at them. That's information enough to know they're far toward the arch. JW rotates back over, and even Broland could spray more accurately if that makes sense through the smoke. He had a hint as to where they were. It would have been on the radar, and JW closes it out 13-1. North's gone missing. I don't know where they are.
Look at this on their team, right? The frags. Kirby is leading on 9. I mentioned earlier when he had that 4-kill round, that was all in vain, right? That was one of those rounds that you were talking about. They gave him 2 free kills in that scenario. He's leading the way. You have AZ and Gade on 5 kills each, Valde with only 4, and KDM with 3. So because they're being relatively execute heavy, you rely on actually using your utility to get you into the site and then getting ground to win the round. But they're not able to do that, and they haven't given themselves enough rounds left in the back pocket to go for more individual defaulty plays where they go for picks. They have their protocols in place, their waypoints, so to speak, where, hey, look, when we get to this position, we're going to do this execute, or when we hear this information, we're going to try this one. And now it's going to be the A pounce that we saw in the second round of the game. It's going to be 3 through halls, and Brolan, the man who's been getting it done, has the assistance of Exist this time because they've been able to stack 4 guys on A.
Shots back out as Valde gets Brolin down twist. He steps back up, and again, Fnatic respond to any pressure that's put on them. As soon as there's 1 kill, it's almost 2 every time in return. KD at least gets something going with a bit of surprise. Sneaks back in, but again, what's it worth? At that point, he's desperate and clutching at straws. He might be able to clutch this round because he's got Twist down. It's suddenly a one-on-one. He's been tagged to 9 HP.
He did it on Nuke. He can do it again here.
It's possible. Bomb dropped. He hasn't gone to pick it up just yet. Perhaps by design, because by leaving it on the ground, it leaves less information as to where he could be. But Crims is going all the way around toward Library rather than coming up from top mid. And I think Cadian's going to be spotted. He's at the door. As soon as he crosses toward the box to grab the bomb. Okay, he's not playing the tight angle. 26 seconds. Cadian can't really afford to go all the way back to B, but I think he wants to just clear top mid so he knows he has time to plant. Oh, he's going to go.
Wait,
ooh, I don't know if I agree with this because he's done exactly that. He wanted to clear mid, but Crims was already on A. He had no information over there.
Look, a good attempt right there because that's one of the closest rounds that they had in that entire half. 14-1 to Fnatic. Said the structure would be there. You know, I thought the North would be good for 5. I thought that their tactical diversity, what they had been showing throughout the other 2 maps was that they always had bailouts. Well, here they needed their bailout just to get 1 round on the board, and that was from a little blunder, a mistiming of Brolan on the side. And I'll give him that because the way that he performed throughout the rest of that half, he stifled almost every single attack towards that A bomb site, either from the pit, from the balcony. He was an absolute rock towards that position. A lot of pressure to be applied on the youngster, right? You're only, what, 17 years of age now. You have to hold one of the most pivotal positions on your own in a lot of occasions. It was a fantastic team effort from this CT defense from Fnatic. We're going to switch on over now. They only need 2 rounds. They get this pistol. You might want to start packing stuff, North. This is interesting right now. Kirby pushing all the way down into alt mid. He's going to have to deal with 3 Ts who are coming through his position. This is going to be hard.
Good position, but the fact that he's got 3 extra seconds is difficult because they can trade him immediately. Are they aware that Gade's down? Again, they still find the trades efficiently on the Fnatic side. You would think that element of surprise. 2 players there. Nearly 2 headshots on the second attempt. You would think that would work. Why wouldn't it? But Fnatic is trading everything, and T-side trades with so much time left in the round. That actually favors them. They've now opened up the map. There's so much to play with, and the pressure at Banana back toward A. That's the right call.
This is a flash as well, so lobbing that one over. He's not going to get KD with his position, and he can poke up late here. He can actually give them full site control. No, they can't because he's taken control. Twist has jumped up over. He's cleared that position. Very thorough work right now from Fnatic. Not leaving anything to chance at all, and Twist will grab another. Easy. You need some of the form from the Swiss stage, my friend.
Exist. Oh my, oh my. Play the crowd, son. Oh, he did too. He did too. He got the shot back. Fnatic's got 15-1. I don't know that he fully did because the smoke was dissipating. Yeah. He probably noticed that. These booths seem decent. I can't speak to the soundproof of them, but
maybe we'll check it out.
They've all got the headsets on too, so I doubt
the in-ears,
it was that easy. This crowd's pleasant, but not that loud.
Yeah, then they're definitely not the type of crowd that would boo.
They're not.
No, they're good. They're just enjoying good Counter-Strike
here. They had like golf clap moments.
Yeah.
It's very polite.
I quite like it.
Yeah, I don't feel like anxious being out here. They're coming over and approaching us, but they're being polite about it.
Super
that's
nice.
Great.
All right, well, 2 or die right now for North. They need to win 14 straight to take this one to overtime, and then they'd have to close on out. Ooh. Is there a mountain around here, Matt? Because that might be easier to climb right now for North in this game.
I don't think there's that many mountains here near here. I was just thinking about that. I don't think Shanghai side of China doesn't really have much.
Well, it's just in Hong Kong, so There's lots of mountains out there, let me tell you.
Yeah, Lion Rock. Give that a climb.
Good damage through the smoke there from Twist. Obviously doesn't know how much he did, but works nonetheless.
Crim's downed Skade. That's the beginning to the end. Chad, perhaps?
Yeah, it feels a bit of a simmer out here. Cadian's going to push and try and get something done behind, but the CZ75 at range. If you're not accurate on the first, the second is no more forgiving. Exist will take down AZ. And now as every piece of the puzzle, the dominoes fall, the cliches of it may be. Roll there, and Kirby, hold up, they've lit this up. This is a 2-on-1.
Load on the CZ. Pull the magazine out of the front, put it in the handle, because that's how that gun works. Tries to go for it, can't. JW shuts it down. 16-1. That almost makes up for the 16-0 against AGO.